1.
Okay, in our last problem, let's go ahead and let's get a new problem here. I think we'll go ahead and keep that. Let's give it a coefficient of 2. And what else? Plus 2. Let's do that. And let's do something else. Let's call our function, we'll call it h. How's that? And we're going to be looking for h prime of x. H. Of course, we'll need to go up here and change this. I mean, we don't have to, I don't guess. Yeah, if you understand what's going on here, you shouldn't have to. All right, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, because most textbooks consider this h here to be f, and so you have to kind of adjust your mind to what it is that you're finding. All right, so we want to find h prime of x using the definition, considering that the limit exists. Right. So what's the first thing we do? Well, we find h of x plus delta x. And that means that we're going to plug that x plus delta x in right here. See that? Okay. All right. So we have h of x plus delta x. That's going in, substituting in. So we're going to have 2 times x plus the delta x. Now, I think what I'm going to do in this problem is kind of skip a step or two, because if you were paying close attention to the last problem, you know that we've already worked this out, right? Squared. We've already worked that out. So you'll need to refer to that last problem, because I'm going to just assume that you know how to multiply x plus delta x, right? Square it, just like we did in the last problem. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and what do we want to do here? You know what? I think instead of going ahead and plugging, yeah, let's just do that before I multiply it all out. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and copy paste all that. All right. And I think, yeah, we'll just do this. Okay, so all that gets put in for where that h of x plus delta x was at. There we go. Minus h of x. So what's our h of x? Now remember, we're going to have to put this in parentheses. If you don't put this in parentheses, you're going to be in big trouble. All right, because you'll forget to distribute that minus across. So remember, don't forget to put that in parentheses there. And we're going to want to now simplify this out, and that means we need to multiply this guy out because it's squared. And I'm not going to go through all those steps like I did in the previous problem on that. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and, I mean, I guess I'll do a little bit of it, but all right. Okay, so we have x plus go ahead and put the parentheses here. Let's see, x plus our delta x plus our delta x is equal to, remember, x squared plus, oops, plus 2 2x, I'm going to get it right here in a minute. Oh, goodness. Delta x plus, and I'm going to go ahead and put parentheses around this, plus our delta x squared. Okay. So remember how we did that in the previous problem. Okay. So that's all multiplied out. So what are we going to do with this 2 now? We're going to distribute it all the way across. We're going to distribute it all the way across. So I think maybe what I'll do here is I think what I'll do is I guess we won't skip too much of it. Go ahead and I'll just rewrite it. Remember there's a 2 out front, so that means we need to distribute this 2 across 2, and that's going to make that a 4, and we'll put a 2 there. Okay. All right. Now what else? What else we got going on here? Well, we still have this 2 right here, so we've got to add 2 to it. Okay, got to add the 2 to it. So hopefully you'll be able to figure out what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and we'll rewrite that. Okay, so up here in this denominator now, remember we figured out with this portion, this part right here that I'm going over, okay, we know what that is now. So we're going to go ahead and erase that and write it in. It's 2x squared plus our 4x delta x, 4x delta x plus our 2, and I'm going to go ahead and just continue to put parentheses around this thing. Right. Squared there. And of course that end is plus 2. Remember what we got to do here is we got to distribute this negative across. Okay. Distribute that across and then go ahead and get rid of that. All right. So now what we can do is go ahead and simplify this thing. Why is that arrow like that? I don't know. We have a 2x squared. We have a minus 2x squared. So those are going to cancel out. We have a plus 2, a minus 2. And those are going to cancel out, and that looks like that's going to be it for the like terms in that. All right, so let's, I guess instead of rewriting all that, we'll do another copy paste. All right, so let's go through and all right, so we have a negative 2, that's going to cancel, that's going to cancel. Then we have right that 2x squared. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a delta x, and we have 2 delta x's. We have this delta x in the denominator, so we're going to be able to cancel that delta x out because we have one here and we have 2 of them here. All right. Okay, so let's see what that's going to give us once we do that. Cancel, Control B. All right, so we're going to end up with 4x. Whoa, we need to get inside that box. We have a 4x plus a 2 and then a delta x. 2 delta x. So what do you think this is going to end up being? Right, it looks like it's going to end up being, when we plug all this in, we're going to get a 4x. A 4x looks to me like it's going to be our answer. Okay, so we end up with h of x is equal to 4x, and we're done. Bam. Got it? See that? You see a pattern yet? There's a pattern. Okay, there's a pattern.